We are back with more WARNO. Today we got the 5th Blinde versus Tofuk, who's playing as the 8th Infantry, so we got the US Mechanized against us. It's going to be quite a bit of a challenge. Now let's just speed it up a little bit here. So the main plan is to try to get Recon into an annoying place for him, and basically stop his units dead in their tracks. But we do have a lot of Recon also that is going to the front line. We are going to be getting a lot of Milan 2 squads as well, into strategic positions like this building here. Where they can basically shoot at anything in this open field. Really powerful position to have. And we got a couple of AMX-10 RCs that are going into ambush point, from which they can side shot any tanks that decide to drive straight towards Echo. And what we also have for the right side is some Mistrals, more Milan teams, and we also have a Mistral and a Milan team going to the middle together with a command, some supplies, and on the left side we just have units to defend. So we have a Mistral and a Milan team that are going to basically hold in this, what is it, a mall? Office space? In this giant area over here. Now let's see what the opponent has in store for us. A starting A10, that is very risky. A lot of points already being put into that. I see 2 Ihawks being pushed in. We got a couple of Kanonjagdpanzers. These are World War II vehicles. We got the M1A1, or the M1 Abrams, and we got an M1A1 on the right side, and Engineers and ITOs. Now the Engineers and ITOs are moving right here, together with a sniper team. Initially I was planning to get my units in there, but he moved some really good units in that have forward deploy. So I'm going to keep it on my point of view for most of it, just so that you guys know, you know, what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking when I do see some units. Now, having spotted the OH-58D, I do call in my Mirage, which is the perfect heli killer, but I decide to go for the A10 instead. And we get some really nice hits on him. And we finished the job with the Mistral, which was a very good trade. Although we did lose the Mirage, which kind of hurt. And then we lose the Recon units that we pushed up on the right side. So not the best start, but hey, that A10 is gone. Now on this map you really only need one command. You can just drive it through Delta, get into Fox and then move it to the front. Since most of the fight really just happens in this little patch here. Now AMX-10 RC sees a lot of units, really good, very good optics on this guy. It's actually a really good recon unit. One of the best, I would say, vehicle recon units, because it also has a decent stealth. Basically I have 2 of those guys that are going to hold in this patch of trees, and if there's like an A10 or something, if there's like an M1A1 or something like that, that charges across the field, they can get some really nasty side shots with their 18 AP guns. Now speaking of, there is an M1A1 that we spotted all the way over there. Somehow we spot that with these guys. It's quite amazing. Now the AA situation is a bit weak, as you can see. We have 3 Mistrals, but I mean, if a plane flies over, we're not gonna have an easy time. We quickly unload the Milan here, pop smoke with the AMX-10 and just fall back with that guy. And now we're gonna try to deal with the M1A1 here. Having the Milan 2 here with 24 AP, man, just one side shot will do a ton of damage. 4 HP already gone just like that. We fire another AT gem, let's see if that's gonna hit. If it does, it's gonna hurt. And it did hit. 1 HP left on that guy. Man, we almost got him too. If we got like a critical error or something on him, that would have been beautiful. Another AT gem being flung left towards the M113s, get a nice hit on him. And we have the Dragon Paras together with the AMX, trying to pin down the engineers before they get into this little area here, because we don't really have any infantry here. Now Kanonjagdpanzers are being called in. These are World War II vehicles. Yeah, interesting to see these on the front line for sure. But you know what? It's a big gun. And it does a lot of damage. Now over here we do move in the AMX to get some damage done with us 20mm, seeing the dragons being stunned already. We do eat one to the face. Somehow, although being almost completely panicked, they still hit a lot of times. I don't think that works as it should. But then again, it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, the units that we're calling in now are supplies and Roland 3s. We also have an AMX-30B2 and some chasseurs moving in. And those guys are basically going to replenish this front line here, which now consists only of manpads and recon. The Kanonjagdpanzer doing exactly what they should be doing. Just being basically a meat shield, but also taking out our AMX-10. And that is actually already worth it. Those guys they're really bad. But 40% accuracy on that 19mm, that's still gonna hurt. Now we got our AMX-10 Milan over here. The autocannon is definitely going to do a lot of damage. With the first volley we destroy the first one. But we decide to smoke, since we're now stunned and on 1 HP. We're just trying to take it nice and slow here. Now artillery is being called in from M109's way in the back. On our old Milan 2 position, luckily we moved them though. But now our Rolands are in a little bit of danger. So we do decide to fall back with those guys too. Now on the right side we do have a decent position. Dragon Paras with a sniper rifle are going to destroy the scout teams really easily. And we have AMX-10s, the Milan versions and the RC Super Blindés just chilling. They're just holding for now. Now the M113 is trying to gun down my supplies. I just move it into a blind spot there. Until the AMX-10 here can come in and help. So I don't want to lose any of my supply trucks. They're going to be vital. And there he is. And there goes the M113. Now we pop out the second AMX-10 and we get a really nice AT-gem hit on the second Kanonjagdpanzer. And there goes that guy. Now over here, the M1A1 from the front, not going to be the easiest target for your AMX-10s. So we just decide to smoke it. We do eat a shell to the face of the AMX-10, but luckily we have 4 front armor and we survived with 1 HP. That was very lucky. But now we have a little bit of an enemy breakthrough going on here. Luckily for us, the chasseurs have arrived together with the AMX-30 with the autocannon. That's going to help big time, but I decide to fall back and basically just let Tofuk overextend. Because I know that we destroyed a lot of his units. He'll probably just have skeleton crews left to push with. But I was kind of wrong. He has a lot of fire teams and 1 command. And on the right side, 1 Abram and Ito, engineer, scouts and LRS teams. So that is actually quite a formidable force. Now the chasseurs, they do have anti-tank weapons, but they're not the best. 15 AP, really not going to damage that much. You need some side shots or something. So it's not really the most effective weapon to use against the M1 Abrams. Now the RCs do spot more of those recon units, so they're actually not in a bad spot. The M1A1 now sees us though. We do get a beautiful hit, bringing it down to 6 HP. And we actually take it out with a second shot. Look at that. AMX-10's already paid off for themselves. M109's once again opening fire on our position with tanks here. We quickly just destroy what we have to and then smoke. There we go. Yeah, front hit. Dealt 1 damage. Really not worth it. Especially since there's now a tow cobra. But fortunately for us, it misses every shot. And we are out of smoke on this guy, so we only have the option to fall back. There we go, missed a second shot with its Itos that has an accuracy of 60%. And it misses a third one too. So he got really unlucky there. We move in a seaplane, fire at the Cobra. Seaplane, we turn on the Martlet to make sure it can actually fire. But unfortunately it didn't get a chance and is now fallen back. Now speaking of AA, he has 2 Ihawks. But luckily for us they can only fire 3 times each and then they need resupplies. Right now the autocannons of the 5th Blindé are doing a ton of damage here. We do get a nasty little frontal hit from the M1A1. We decide to pull back with those guys. And especially now since there's artillery coming in. AMX-10 lands a hit, reducing it to 7 HP. Really nice hit with this guy. 16 AP, I mean that's gonna hurt. Ooh, nice hit at least on the M113. These guys are trying to rush to these tanks. Try to do as much damage as they can. M1 Abram command is routed. So he's unresponsive. We're gonna try to go for the kill here. There we go. There goes the command tank. Really good little hit there. Now I am charging these guys forward to try to destroy the other tank as well. But Yeah, not the smartest move ever. Especially since he has another tank here. And it doesn't help that we don't really hit our shots. Now at this point we have a Mephisto and an AMX-10. Nice little combo here of ATGM and a recon tank. Trying to do as much damage here as we can. The Ito getting hit nicely by the AMX. And if you get like 2 hits on them, they're basically gone. So don't worry about ATGMs out in the open, just charge them with your tank. When it fires an ATGM, smoke, and then keep moving. Because it'll lose line of sight and it won't be able to hit you after the second round anyways, because it'll be stunned. Sniper team there getting hammered. The AMX firing on the Itos, and there goes the Ito as well. And at this point I'm moving my AMX-30Bs through the forest to clear it out. If we just go into neutral mode, we can see that there's basically only one engineer in that area. And there goes the sniper team. And this is how I like my ranked matches. 2 people just trying to have fun, using normal strategies to try to win. Arty spamming is fine, I don't really mind it too much. It's just a lot of wasted points for him and supplies. And he wasn't really spamming it, he was using it really nicely on key positions that I have. But I am going to counter him by getting my own artillery out. What I like to do also is try to keep these guys from moving too much by not countering. And that way they get really comfortable and they don't move after firing a volley. So I let them fire like 3 volleys and then I counter them. Because by that time they basically like, well, he's not countering, so might as well just not move and just keep firing. Now on the right side we do have recon. We were kind of lacking recon over here. So we have an Alouette here, and commandos standing by in case we need to do anything. And we still have the Mephisto and the AMX-10, but for now we're just trying to get more units on the front. So I do call in mortars, I'll call in Milan teams, we call in some more Dragon Paras, because we need a line of sight. Nice little hit with the Mistral there, destroying the Kiowa immediately. Artillery coming down on the Mephisto and the AMX-10. That is easily avoided. But that is not even a problem. This little group here of tanks, that is definitely a bit of an issue though. 3 M1A1s. Kanonyak Panzer Ito, LRS teams, a really good combination of units. Now we move in our AMX-10s. Unfortunately, we missed both shots. I was hoping for them to target the LRS, but we weren't successful. Yeah, so these 4 ATGM units that we have, the infantry and the transport, they're basically tasked with loading this little tree line up with ATGMs. Not the best strategy, because they are in cannon range. That's what I want to remind people as well. Don't do that. This is definitely a mistake here. I would have been better off moving them like... probably just in this building, and maybe put another one here. If I really want to, I could have put one maybe over here to try to get some side shots. Which I definitely need to work on as well. Get like a crossfire situation going on. Ooh, speaking of ATGM, we got one firing at our Milan. That is going to doink it, I think. Nope, missed again. Now what the hell about the Dragon Paras? We can finally see the enemy again. So we have the Milan and AMX-10 opening up on a poor M113. The metal box, destroying that easily. And we can now easily see the M1A1s that are being called in on the right. Now we do have 3 AMX-30B2s. Pretty good tank. I would say all the French tanks are medium tanks, but the autocannon really does give you another option where you can use these tanks, which is like infantry fights. Yeah, here you go. M1A1 already in cannon range. I do have to move in the AMX-10. I was hoping for this guy to be busy with the ATGMs, but he quickly changed targets, and we just lost one ATGM vehicle, just like that, or infantry, just like that. Poor Milan getting RD'd right now. But we are close to buying our own artillery and start countering them. Now as you can see, we have a lot of airplanes being purchased now. We have 2 cluster bombers being called in. We also have a seaplane being called in, and normally I don't give seaplanes a chance because they have low accuracy. But this guy, he wanted some payback. So he fires one at the Ihawk, that miraculously hits. We got another seaplane here for the right side. That one fires at the Ihawk. It misses, unfortunately. But that is one iHawk less. That is 90 points for no planes lost. Really, really effective. Now at this point there's a huge attack happening here. We got a command Abrams coming in, a lot of fire teams being pushed up. Luckily we have some autocannons here that can do some damage. M1A1, oof, almost getting wrecked by the ATGM. But fortunately for him, it missed at the last second. Now at this point, we basically need better infantry. So I start whipping out the commandos. Because the chasseurs were good, but they just lack. They're not special forces. They're not chalk training. They don't have good anti-tank. It's basically like a holding force, I would say. Now we do call in a Jag HE to quickly clear that out. Did really, really well. We also have a seaplane being called in. Jaguar does not get hit once. And the good thing about that is, well, that iHawk is probably out of ammo. Beautiful ATGM hit on that. And let's just see what this seaplane does. Nope, iHawk has a supply with him, so he is already rearmed. Jaguar fires and stuns it. But that is, hey, that is already good enough. That guy's out of commission. So that is actually not that bad. I'll take a stun. If I'm gonna miss anyways, I'll rather have a stun than nothing at all. But that's pretty good. Now the Gazelle Hot here definitely scares him off a little bit. 24 AP. 65% accuracy, only 55 points. Probably one of the best ATGM helis. Yeah, noticing the Ito fire at us, we just smoke and retreat. And once again, really good artillery from our opponent here on our old toe position. We try to deny him supplies by firing at the supply heli, but unfortunately it misses. And that is now going to be able to resupply his damaged Abrams, which for us, not good. Not good at all. Now we finally do buy our own AMX or our own artillery. 155 millimeters, really good gun on this. Rate of fire is 4, not the best, but it has a really high HE and suppression. So it's actually a really nice artillery piece you can get. And you can get 2 of them. Now we call in another Jaguar, another seaplane. Cluster moves in on the Abrams' old position. Seaplane does not fire because he has now microed his iHawk. But the good thing is, we're now emptying the stingers. Now iHawk fires, he's already low cohesion, so he's not really gonna do that much damage. I just keep the seaplane up here to waste his manpads, and he basically only has 1 left. The iHawk is being microed, not being turned on. We just do another pass with this guy to try to empty whatever ammunition he still has, and with that the Stinger is out of ammo. And that's basically a successful mission right there. Now I do call in another seaplane here on the left, just a quick little pass, but he has no iHawks left on that side. Do one last run with this seaplane. iHawk here still being microed. Having low cohesion is not good for your accuracy, so he makes the right call to not open up. So really good luck with the seaplanes today. They definitely did what they should be doing. Like in this game, that is how seaplanes should be. They should be really powerful units that basically only get countered by really good AA or fighters. Because the countermeasures they have are insane, 50%. So if you have an AA piece with 50% accuracy, it drops down to 25% when there's a seaplane. Or at least the chance of it hitting will be 25%, if that makes sense. Now an iHawk does fire at us. He misses, and I know that he needs to hit twice for it to take out our seaplane, so we fly straight towards it. And just try to bait another shot. And there we go, missed again. We just call in a bomber, right on top of the old manpad position, and we destroy the Stinger that is now out of ammo anyways. Now, at this moment, we have some tanks that are pushing our way. I do open up with our artillery here, to try to dislodge his forces. Got the AMX-10 Milan firing away at him. Let's see if we get a hit. Oh, that was a miss. That would have been nice, but our cohesion is low anyways, so not gonna do much. But we have basically drained his anti-air. But at this point, we are going to fall back. We're falling back with our AMX-10 RCs, with the Fat Mephisto, with the AMX-30s, because, well, we noticed that he's doing a big push. So we're going to replenish these forces, repair them, and then do a fresh little attack on the middle. And just let him gain some ground. It's not the worst thing ever. That poor plane did not know what he was getting into. Got absolutely demolished. And look at that push with fresh tanks and infantry. Almost getting some nice side shots. Didn't really work out though. Now our counter battery is being a little bit more successful than the rest of our forces. I don't think he actually noticed we're countering him. So the AMXs are still going ham on the M109. And with the next volley, they're actually going to take that out pretty easily. Now over here, he finally has some non-radar AA, some Chaparral, some more Stinger teams. We quickly evacuate the command, neutralizing the income here for just a couple minutes. And I just hope the commandos manage to get some good hits on the M60s. The M60s doing really good to basically just drain our forces. And also just to actually just destroy our forces. But that leaves his M1A1s completely untouched, and he can do a big push with them. Now over here, we're just holding our forces in the forest for the moment. But having artillery on us, we need to definitely do something. Here we go, another volley going straight on the M109s. He does move them, but I'm pretty sure we did destroy at least one of them. Oh, there it is, yeah. But after that, he starts microing them. Which is fine, we already destroyed one. He can keep the other one, right? Now we call in another seaplane here. Try to take out his Eyehawks, but unfortunately everything is now infrared. He does have one Eyehawk that is being spawned in on the back. But yeah, us taking out 3 Eyehawks with our seaplanes was already amazing. And that was a definite win there. M60 almost getting one shot here by the AMX 30, I believe. Luckily for us, we do have a really nicely positioned AMX 10 here, destroying a triple stack of fire teams, and we just clean it up quickly with a bomber run, and that takes care of that issue. But there's still quite a big issue on the left here. Here we go, we finally have some supplies, so we're quickly just racing to get these guys repaired, in the hopes that whatever does fire at us will at least survive a shot or two. We have an AMX-30 B2 Brennis combo here, just trying to cut off these tanks. I noticed this Abram already being quite low, so we do take a hit to the face, but we land a really nice hit on him, and we're now down to 1 HP, but him being at a good cohesion still manages to get another hit on us, but luckily we take it out. But that was actually a good little trade there. I'll take that any day, any time of the day. But unfortunately for us though, our Brennises are now low HP. We do target the enemy mortars with our own artillery to try to shut those down, because smoke is actually really powerful in this game. So we don't want to give him that option. Poor AMX-10 gets destroyed by the dragon. That was quite unfortunate for our units. We call in a cluster. Not for his tank, but for his Chaparral, believe it or not. Because I want to deny him as much anti-air as possible. There goes another Chaparral. We get another cluster right on top of the tank after we took out his AA anyways. Cluster going on that. Seaplane trying to help saturate his anti-air basically, and we do destroy the M1A1 as well. So really good so far. Now finally our forces arrive. We got 3 AMX-30 B2s and the commando team coming in. Now the Gazelle Hot here fires his last ATGM at the M1 command. Let's see if it hits. Oof, it almost hits, but now it's out of ammo. And so is this guy. Here we go. So we're baiting him in, and now we have a really nice crossfire going on here. And this is what I'm talking about. The moment he overextends is the moment he gets clapped from both sides. So we have commandos here, we have 3 tanks, an ATGM vehicle. On the left we have 3 tanks and infantry and recon. Command unfortunately does get clapped, but that is perfectly fine. We're just gonna get another one. But he will temporarily capture this zone and put him up to +4, I believe. But the thing is, he's either going to have to fall back into that zone and expose himself here, or he's going to have to keep in the forest. Either way, we are going to move in and try to get him. Another M1A1 peeks out over there. It's going to be a little bit of a problem. We have our AMX-30s moving in. With the autocannon, they can destroy a lot of these Kanonjagdpanzers without even trying. Really good little attack here. We call in the Jaguar bomber. Didn't drop his bombs. He's gonna evacuate. And the seaplane comes in to saturate his AA. Now Thunderbolt does come in, but unfortunately we don't really hit most of our shots here. And the Roland also misses quite a bit. Mistral fires once more. Misses again. Roland 3 is now on the repair. So this A10 kind of just went crazy on our units. We do finally get a hit with this Mistral. And that puts his cohesion pretty low here. And we get a really nice hit finally with the Roland 3. Took him long enough. And that guy is now evacuating with 1 HP. Now the 30B2 here is in a decent position. That Dragon team is actually doing really good. Luckily for us, he misses a shot. And that enables this AMX-30B2 to stun that guy really quickly. We just fall back with him into the smoke and let this other guy take care of it. Here's the command tank. We got a nice side shot with the commando. I knew he was going to either fall back or stay in the smoke. So we get a really nice side shot on him and he's basically almost done already. Another plane coming in and you can tell it's an A10 from the speed. Also, if you just zoom in into the model, you can't mistake that thing. Now we do lose our last AMX-30 and unfortunately the Mistral misses once again. But we have a fresh force coming in. A buttload of chasseurs. Here we go. M1 command against commandos. Commandos are way too close with their RPG, so they unfortunately cannot engage him. And when they were at a good distance, well, we didn't survive. But knowing that it's probably still in the smoke, we call in a cluster bomber. So let's see what we do with that. We probably do destroy this command tank. Yep, there she goes. That was definitely worth it. We didn't even get shot down. We definitely had some good luck here with our planes. Not so much good luck with our anti-air though, I have to say. But luckily now we have more Mistrals being called in. Roland hits him in the face. And the AMX-13 and the Mistrals here take it out. We also destroy his supply truck that he or supply heli that is now moving in as recon. Which is fine by me. 3 kills. And now we're doing a fresh little push with chasseurs. But without any cover of smoke, so that could have been done a little bit better. Definitely to use smoke and basically enable our infantry to move up safer. But sometimes you actually don't want smoke. You want these AMX-10s to be able to give fire support. So that is exactly what I might have been doing here. Instead of smoking off this entire area, I want to keep these guys, I want to give them a good line of sight here to engage. Another A10 being called in. Roland misses once, hits the second shot nicely, and the DCA here is going to finish the job together with all of my Mistrals. I hope. Any time now. Maybe a last little reach. Nope, he makes it out with 1 HP. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We got a lot of luck so far in this game with our ATGMs and yeah, with our ATGMs actually. So the RNG gods were not on my side this time. Now he is +4, he is still gaining, but we finally get a command tank in there. And we take over the zone. Since his command tank here is dead, we're just going to capture it completely and we neutralize the game once more. It's about 10 minutes left here, but his tanks are still going to be quite a bit of a problem. So what we need next is more tanks, but also the anti-char units. These guys have 2 PLAS launchers. And the plan now is to use my mortars to smoke off this entire area and just charge the PLAS launcher infantry forward and get close to the M1A1s and literally destroy them in one shot, pretty much. So we have the AMX-30 B2s charging in at close range. They're gonna do a ton of damage. But the our opponent here is not giving up. He's moving more and more infantry in. Also a double stack of Cobras. Luckily we have AA here. We have plentiful AA. We have the DCA, we have Mistrals, we have Rolands, we have everything. Another seaplane right on top of the Eyehawk, destroying another one. And that is all of his Eyehawks, I believe. I don't think he has any more Eyehawks left. And the Cobra is getting demolished by the autocannon here. We got some more counter battery on the M109s. And that is doing a good job of stunning him. So he's going to be out of commission for quite some time. Oof, that's a direct hit. Yep, and that stunned him right there. Really, really good. 10 minutes left. He can definitely still get back here. He is moving a command infantry in. Luckily we have these two tanks here that are in relatively good cover. But that M1A1 is a bit menacing, so it's not the best situation to be in general. But we have our anti-char slowly creeping up, and we have AMX 10s here that will be really easily taking care of these engineers. And him spawning in engineers already tells me that he's out of regular troops, because usually I wouldn't really call them in otherwise. And he's also down to rangers, which he should have just put in Humvees, to be honest. Now we call in our mortars, try to do as much damage here as possible. M1A1 doing a ton of damage here. We do have a Gazelle Hot and a Mephisto on the left. Even our AMX-30 tank is getting in on the action. And we got some really nice artillery on the supply trucks to basically deny him repairing his tank here. So we're trying to take those out as well. And the AMX-10s, as I said, having a really easy time taking care of the engineers. But we are getting shot at by Itos at this point. Now, if we just charged over this, or across this open field, we will get immediately destroyed by the amount of firepower he has. So what we do is we select our mortars, we give him orders to smoke off this little area here, and after that we're just going to attack move with all of our infantry and try to break through this armor deadlock. Now we do fly another seed just to see what he has, but no AA fires on us, so he's, well, he is out of Eyehawks. But he has no other radar AA to play with either. F-16 cluster comes in, we deal a lot of damage to him, and we actually take it out with, I believe, a Mistral. So that was worth it. Get a nice little bomber run on absolutely nothing. I hoped his rangers would have been there, but I was wrong. A lot of supplies being used by Tofuk, which is very, very good. Now at this point we have some smoke. We can't lose any more time, so we have to move in. We have to assault his forces and take out his tanks. The group anti-char are just wonderful at destroying tanks. This is exactly how they should be used. Just to take on enemy armor and create an opening for your other regular troops. So the chasseurs are leading the way right now. Anti-char is right behind them. And we are basically pushing our way back into the zone. He does lack infantry, he's down to Kanonjak Panzer. We basically just retreated and gave up some ground to build up a new force and then do a counterattack. If we tried to keep this and we moved everything to this little line here, we would have probably lost the game. There we go, we're getting a lot of kills here with the anti-char, just RPGs after RPGs. And M1A1 trying to get out of there. Group anti-char lobs another PLAS at him, bringing him down to 6 HP. Unfortunately, the second salvo misses. That would have probably almost killed him. And with that, we move into tanks. So the infantry cleared the way for our armor, and now we can start clearing it with our armor, our own armor. Now the chasseurs move in to try to take care of these Kanonjak Panzers. They're being quite annoying. Quite a lot of firepower on these guys. But we gotta clear that out. Nice RPG hit on one of them. Routing that unit completely. Do we get another one? Nope, we're out of range. But with that, we get a new smoke mission going on here. We're gonna block off these tanks and just basically reinforce the position we're in. We get some bombers and cluster right on top of the Kanonjak-Panzer here. Try to take them out, but we unfortunately do miss most of those shots. So, the best decision here is to fall back, replenish these units, get them into a good defensive point, and just hold on. So we do get a lot of supplies. We move up our AA, we get another command in this zone here, because right now it would be a draw if the game ended like this. So we're not done yet. The AMX-30 is moving in. Really not going to have a problem trying to take out a Kanonjak-Panzer. Does it in one shot. Five minutes left. Now one mistake that he makes here is not to keep the command in there, because now I'm +4, and even if he puts the command in there, the game is just going to be neutral, and he's wasting a lot of time right now. Ooh, the Brennus got sideshot with the M1A1 here. That is definitely not the best. Trying to move in to engage our Brennus. Let's see who wins. We get the first shot. Ooh, we bring him down to 1 HP. And we're gonna get the other shot off before he reloads. Beautiful. And there goes that guy. Yeah, so he might have put the command in there, but it's a little bit too late. Here we go, another A10 coming in. Let's see what the AA that we have is gonna do. Ooh, he's playing it safe, okay. Ooh, and we got a beautiful hit with the Mchl, routing the A10. He's actually coming back for another pass, it seems. Luckily for him though, the Mchl is out of range. Oh, no, he's moving into range. He's back in action. Get another hit. See if the DCA is going to finish that off. And yep, it did. And we got a Jaguar bombing run on the command. And we basically win the fight. And there he goes. Really good player, Tofu, for sure. Definitely uses forces the right way. I think he just overextended and got a little bit too eager, which is always a problem. So yeah, look at the amount of kills. The AT-Gems and the Brennus are just champions. They do so well. Jaguar Seed destroying 3 Eyehawks. Definitely my luckiest Seed mission ever. And the Jaguar Bomber destroying 6 fire teams. And the command and a Stinger. Like that's something else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this game as well. I definitely did playing this 1v1. And I'll see you guys back very shortly. Take care.